All right, hopefully another short episode. The previous one on 3G networks retiring from telecom with a potential mail intrusion, and I think by now, well, we'll see, and fraud under 5,000 with police services. That one was fairly short, I think, relatively speaking, which is good. So here today we're going to cover well, for me back to back, but for you guys it's like a week later, something that I wanted to do for my accountant. And I felt that this is pretty standard, right? If some of you own businesses, and I myself am, I wouldn't say like a full-blown business owner, right? I'm more like a distributor or contractor or associate, right? Sorry, I'm just, my stomach hurts. Maybe I should actually leave and go use the washroom. It's just, but anyways, God, it does hurt. It does hurt. Yeah, I don't know how to push through this, but the point is, if you're a business owner, you usually over time, because business B2B sales, right? It's all about building connections. It's all about networking and trust, right? In terms of relationships, you try to do business with, of course, those you can trust, and of course have mutual interests in doing business with each other. And in this case, I've always wanted to, I bought something, a gift for my accountant more than about almost 2 years ago now, maybe longer, not sure. I think just shy of 2 years. And I never, at the time, of course, I still kind of am recovering from the difficult situation of crisis situation due to sabotage and ruin from a large cohort of people. But I would say now is a better time, and I have my stuff well together enough that I can kind of contemplate this seriously. Because during that time, one of the things I need to manage and learn how to do, despite all the chaos brewing, was how to properly set up my business expenses and keep track of all of them using a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So unsurprisingly, I needed a lot of assistance on formalizing and standardizing my spreadsheet according to what you might consider professional standards of recording and bookkeeping for accounting purposes. And you have to record this, of course, every year and submit and have your taxes filed. And so, as I spoke with and we worked together, and he really taught me a lot, my accountant, let's just say V. V taught me a lot. And he was really very, very accommodating at the beginning. He was just a great mentor. And I received some interesting, incredibly useful templates, which I then not just populate, I kind of tinkered around and made a lot of changes and edits to better cater towards my project and business. It's more than one, right? So there's multiple. And so with that, I was able to build a very formalized structure and system and process for keeping track of all my expenses. So that's why you would see here, I'm pretty sure, long story short, under the guidelines set by the, as we're reading right now, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA, a CPA must first determine if an item is a gift or entertainment in order determine the rules related. That's just AI kind of stumbling over words. But the point is, I want to give a gift, a present of sorts to my accountant, but I have to be careful because I don't want to influence in any unprofessional or any way that is unethical. For example, there are reasons why. The most obvious glaring reason is it's illegal to bribe your accountant. And there are, of course, I get it, there are corrupt politicians who get away with this. There are people in governance and top private companies making hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars who do this, but we're going to stick to the rules, obviously, right? And that's obviously, you can tell, for the kind of person that I am. Personal ethics and values just mean a whole lot to me. And so that's something that I want to be clear on, because I want to do things in as much as possible the legitimate way. But I still there's a good balancing act here on a scale. You're weighing things out, because I still want to show my appreciation for how substantial of an impact my accountant, my personal business accountant, had in my development as a business owner in terms of finances, accounting. I now have a much more proper and professional way of keeping track of all receipts, invoices, and so on and so forth. Something that before I had a method, but it was very amateuresque. And so I'm happy to say that I now have a solid system in place. So I had to really ask, right? I'll just say it. I have more than one gift to provide. One of them is more like a consumable. It's like a bottle of scotch or whiskey. Think of like Johnny Walker or whatever. And for example, another one is one that is more useful. It's like for example, emergency aid kit that you may keep inside your vehicle or leave inside your office with your team of colleagues in case something happens. A fire, an accident, an injury, and then you take out the first aid kit, and there are trauma scissors and bandages and all sorts of and sterilizing equipment. So I wanted to give that, and it's a low value item. I mean, relatively low, right? You can't really bribe anyone with this stuff. That's the point. It's under $100 altogether. So I just wanted to check, right? And timing, I'm not going to give it to him before, but rather after, substantial time after income taxes and any business dealings. I'm also going to ask for his consent, ask is that something that's appropriate. I'm going to be transparent, right? So we're just going to do things right. But this is pretty standard. It doesn't surprise me that this happens all the time. Not just internally do business owners gift their staff things, but between businesses as a mutual relationship, they give each other little gift baskets and gift boxes, right? An example is usually during Christmas, right, where you exchange a little bit here from one office to the other, from one B2B sales, right? So anyways, so we have some links down here. I'll read as quite a bit of context, but rules for a CPA on accepting gifts, rules from client, workcron.com, under guidelines by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, career trend, videos of is it risky to give gifts to your accountant, Nguyen CPA, so that's a Vietnamese one. Member must maintain integrity, objectivity, obviously, free of conflict of interest, not knowingly misrepresenting facts, can a professional chartered accountant accept gifts from a client? It is not uncommon, right, for clients to offer gifts or hospitality to professional accountants, including auditors. And the reason why, once again, is like it's such a huge sigh of relief, because finances are crucial, and bookkeeping and record keeping is crucial for any business. As a business owner, as a freelancer, as a contractor and associate, it is so alleviating and relieving to know that you have your finances and a proper process and system in place that is legitimate and in compliance with legal norms and rules and regulations. And only a professional professional accountant can actually provide you with that knowledge, unless you happen to be yourself trained in that. And on learning on how to do that, it solves one of the biggest problems that you may face, is what can and can't you do that might cause you long-term trouble. If you say record an expense that was not taken down at the right time, and as a result you will be chased down by the revenue agency for supposed fraud, or other situations where you just don't know enough and you're not intending to circumvent the law, but out of sheer ignorance, right, and not knowing enough, you get caught into a variety of situations that jeopardize your business. And so it's just so much better to have yourself be led by a professional, by an expert, by someone who knows what they're doing, and breathe a sigh of relief. So as a result, accountants, I think any business owner doing business with either another business, an accounting firm specifically, generally highly values the value and proposition of an accounting firm as a business and what their accountants do, and consistently, again, free of conflict of interest or any sort of bribery or fraud, tries to show how much you appreciate, because as a business owner, that's just, it means so much to us to know that that we're doing things right, and that here's someone who can legitimately demonstrate that legitimacy of our business, and to help us get things right and in compliance. That's such a big sigh of relief. Is it normal to buy your account and your accountant at present, on Reddit even, and account professional accounting subsidies from CCS and Co. Didn't realize I was sitting here waiting for that long. Because I thought that I was going to have a different tab open, but turns out it's another search tab. So can a professional accountant accept gifts at all? But a CPA may not accept a gift from an attack. You can tell I'm definitely not feeling well. May not accept a gift from an attest client unless the value of the gift is clearly insignificant to the recipient. For non-attest engagements, a CPA may accept a gift that is reasonable in the circumstances without impairing objectivity or integrity. Good. That's good news, right? Again, related search results. Can a professional accountant accepting gifts? Can accountants accept gifts from their clients, right? Career trend down here. Again, just more on, I want a more definitive answer. I put in a more straightforward question into the prompt. Is it allowed? Is it yes or no? Rules for a CPA on accepting gifts from a client. Career trend. Obviously, though, the answer is anything, but it requires a sense of judgment as usual. Rule 102 within the AIPC CPA, right? Maintain. We read this already before. Attest versus non-attest clients. I didn't know about that though. Engagement in which one the CPA issues a report or an assertion. Sounds like an audit. Yeah, this sounds like this is just a very much the same thing, but it's just a different prompt. So let's just pop on over. And there's various videos here apparently. Accounting handbook, gift revenues and recognition, giving and receiving business gifts, compliance guidelines. So that sounds like a very important one. It's by Thomson Reuters Compliance Learning. I actually want to save that if I can. Yeah, accepting business gifts in whose best interest. So you know what? I think I might, if I have a chance, I'll probably pop in on YouTube and add that channel, Thomson Reuters Compliance. Okay. All right. So here we go. Right, just conclusion right here. This is a kingsleynapley.co.uk. Obviously, that means it's from the United Kingdom, so it's different regulations for different countries. Just keep that in mind. But the revised standards make it clear that maintaining your independence, integrity, and objectivity is fundamental in acting in line with professional obligations. IESBA stresses that inducement is considered as improperly influencing an individual's behavior if it causes the individual to act in an unethical manner. Very clear, it's just about intentions really. It does not put a blanket ban on receiving gifts in the course of business, nor do the regulators mentioned above, but instead asks for professional accountants to consider important factors such as, and this is where I'll highlight the most important part of this article in my opinion. It tells you what will be brought into consideration should it ever be contested. Therefore, these are the things that you need to think about and make sure that your gift falls in line. So first, number one, the nature of the gift. 2, frequency, how often. C, the value, the quantitative value. 4, timing. Well, actually it might be a qualitative value too, I'm not sure. Timing, is it appropriate? Is it immediately during like the same week or same day, making it seem more like a transactional gift, in which case that's not a gift, that's like bribery once again. Or is it several months down the road and you can establish that there's no connection between and lastly, the cumulative effect of inducement, so with built up over time, does not impair their judgment or behavior. Now these are not they're not the end all be all. It's not an all-inclusive list necessarily, but you do have to consider important factors such as these 5: the nature, frequency, value. 4, timing. 5, cumulative effect of inducement. Okay. If you are unsure on whether you can accept a gift, you should first consult your firm's policy and your professional standards. Far better to act with caution than to later have your integrity called into question. By Julie Matheson, who's a partner at the regulatory team, specializing in defending professionals in the financial and legal fields. Okay. She has an expertise in defending accountants and accountancy firms in regulatory proceedings brought by the PRC ICAEW. Now, if I go up here, of course, this is the actual full article. Again, the firm Kingsley Napley, where it matters most. When it matters most for accountants, when does a gift become an inducement? We all enjoy receiving gifts, and accountants are no exception to that. While receiving gifts from clients or business colleagues is a normal course of business, so it is a normal course of business. Okay, care must be taken to ensure acceptance does not impair your judgment, right? And it's a good start here, right? Christmas may now be an all too distant memory, but as said on previous blog, it's a time where millions of gifts are exchanged, right? It's perfectly reasonable to accept a gift, right? When millions of gifts are exchanged, and often an opportunity for clients to show their appreciation for your hard work throughout the year. That's basically one of the reasons why I want. But again, it's just so important and fundamental to a business that there's no way I wouldn't want to express how much of a game changer it is to have someone to help me through the whole financial know-how. Revised code, specifically taxation. Revised code of ethics, right? Okay, and of course, her contact information's here if you want to connect on LinkedIn or Twitter or inaptly.co with the phone numbers here as well. So with that being said, let's hop on to more opinions, I suppose, on that matter. Now, this one is probably a lot less relevant because this one's actually from a smaller country, and this is from, I believe, oh wait, yeah, it is. It's the one from Malaysia. So as a result, I mean, the same principles apply, obviously. It doesn't matter if it's a small or large country, but the fact is, it's because of its obscurity. Yeah, I'm sorry. Malayalam fam. I'm not trying to say that Malaysia is obscure in and of itself, but overall, when it comes to where I'm broadcasting, I highly doubt that I'll be having a large audience from Malaysia. But if you are, welcome, and correct me if I'm wrong. Just drop a little Malaysian greeting. I don't know how to say that. Hello in Malaysian, but basically this is it's a CCS. Can a professional accountant accept gifts from a client, and it's from an organization, probably a firm in Malaysia. So again, not uncommon clients to receive gifts and hospitality. This was paraphrased from the AI. I probably cited this. Professional accountant should ensure that accepting gifts and hospitality does not violate the essential principles before doing so, right? Yeah, and they give examples here in this case. A lunch after completing a lengthy and challenging job. Well, I think here there might be some. I read through it, and it seems like there might be some translation issues. Minor, very minor. However, the offering of a holiday by the client after a lengthy and challenging assignment would not be viewed as insignificant. The professional accountant needs to deny such offers if they are made. Basically, it's like vacation pay. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Risks to basic principles cannot be eliminated completely or reducing to an acceptable level. In that case, they are not permitted to accept any gifts or hospitality extended to them in such a way, in such a manner. Accepting gifts and hospitality from an audit client might create a self-interest, familiarity, or intimidation threat. Self-interest, familiarity. Firms must comply with the fundamental principles, be independent, and apply the conceptual framework set out in Section 210 of Part 2 of the bylaws on professional ethics, conduct, and practice of the, there we go, Malaysian Institute of Accountants to identify, evaluate, and address threats to independence. A firm or an assurance team member shall not accept gifts or hospitality from an assurance client unless the value is trivial and inconsequential. So obviously I'm not gonna, and here are the factors once again. The nature or frequency and cumulative effect of the gift is evaluated. Relevant factors: nature, value, frequency, cumulative, timing of when the gift is offered relative to any action or decision it might influence. And it goes through all the bullet points. Whether the gift is a customary or cultural practice, religious holiday or wedding, whether the gift is an ancillary part of a professional service, accepting lunch in connection to a business meeting, for example, whether the offer of the gift is limited to an individual recipient or available to a broader group external to the firm, the roles and positions the professional accountant knows or has reason to believe it would breach, so informing oneself and not being negligent, the degree of transparency in which the gift is offered. Is it being stashed or are there signs that the gift is trying to be hidden underneath the surface? Was the gift requested by the recipient? Was it asked for? And of course, interesting to me down here is that apparently Malaysians, this is simplified Chinese. That's simplified Chinese. I don't know I didn't know there was a sizable population of Malaysia that spoke simplified Chinese. Anyways, that's Malaysian conflict of interest, apparently. And now for the last one. So here we're on Reddit, right? So is it normal to buy your accountant a present? Apparently it is. We already know that. So hi all, I run a limited company and our accountant has been amazing this year, and it's our first full year trading. We hire her as a subcontractor. She's handled our payroll, VAT, pension setup, end of year accounts, etc. It's been a stressful time. Stressful at times getting the processes right, but she has plowed through and been really good. So we, the business, want to get her a present to say thank you. Is that unusual or weird to do that? It seems like a good time as it's near Christmas. I don't know anything about her interests or likes. She could be vegan, dairy-free, non-alcohol, for all I know. If you receive gifts from accounting customers, what sorts of things do you receive, and do they usually ask what you beforehand? So, many thanks. This is 2 years ago by Tinted Lemon. So, standard thing going down here. I worked for a small accounting firm, up B Master before, and we received lots of gifts from our clients. Normally they send us a gift basket, or sometimes they ordered lunch for us. If you don't know what she wants, I think you can give her a gift card, like Macy's, Sephora, along with your Christmas. Great, this is exactly what I need to hear, thank you. I would get a bottle of liquor too once a year normally. Yep, that's fairly standard as well. Like what I got was like Malibu rum. Irreverent noodles, blood diamonds, cooking Indian pancakes. So this one's a joke here. Just kidding. I would get a nice gift, as others have pointed out, and a card outlining your appreciation of how hard she's been working and how impactful it has been. There we go. It's been very impactful for me. You know what? This might not even be uploaded on a because I gave this story of what my accountant has done for me. I feel like this might even belong on a Sunday. Yeah, this might not even be like an online. This might be a more. It might be. It's easily. This can easily be explained. This could be a relationship upload. I'm really grateful and thankful and appreciative of my business accountant. If it wasn't for V, like I don't know. I don't know, right? It's because of him that I have a formalized system, and he still works through it. Him and his team. I'm really thankful. So again, I really want to treat them. And it's been a long time coming. Again, the bottle of wine or a rum, 40%, has been, and the first aid kit has been sitting. The gifts have been sitting inside my storage unit for almost 2 years now. I've just been waiting for the right time where I'd be able to say, hey, good timing. It's not, during any sort of transaction. It's also like once I'm doing better, and once I've done the research and I'm aware that this is just appropriate, so long as it's no yeah. And going further down on the post, I will definitely get a card and write some appreciative words as well. Really good point. Thank you for being a good human. Thank you to do this. The most common gift accounts receive from their employers is anxiety. Yeah, well, I should mention obviously that my accountant is not employed by me. I'm not his employer. All right, we're B2B. Okay, we're like, I'm his client. Most clients don't, but sometimes we do get cookies and Christmas. Aw, Christmas gift baskets. If it's just one woman, shop a gift for a bigger store. Accountants love gifts. All right. So that's we'll wrap it up here. It's a very fairly heartwarming kind of subreddits. I just want to read the subreddits here. Public accounting starter pack. Yes, exactly what accountants do. What is the least accountant thing about you? anyways, yeah, I'll leave it off there. So thanks for tuning in. This may be a Sunday upload because it is really about gratitude and relationships and meaningful relationships at that. So, well, we'll see. I don't know. I just realized that this screen is like blocking. It's like cutting off half my head. See you guys in the next one. Hey, I found the emotions again. And it still fucking hurts. I can barely move. Anyways, ciao.